Hey there, this is Stephanie. I am the owner of Serene Clean, and this video is probably gonna be a little long, so just preemptively, one of my managers, Katie, suggested that this would be useful for both new team members and potential clients, just to learn about the history of Serene Clean and how we have become what we are now. And so I just want to run through that and kind of explain a little bit about myself, and then also just all of the kind of milestones up to this point that has grown Serene Clean to where it is now. So grab some popcorn, I guess. So like I said, my name is Stephanie, and I actually grew up in between Melrose and Sparta. So that's one question we get a lot is, is Serene Clean a franchise? No, this is like born and raised in the Cooley region. So I went to Melrose Mindoro my entire school life. I graduated from there in 2014. I went to Western Technical College and I got an associate's degree in marketing. And during this time, from like the age of like 14 to 22, maybe like 21, I waitressed and that paid for college. Loved waitressing. It was wonderful. And then once I graduated TC, I went and worked at my family's company, US Solar Mounts, which is a manufacturing facility, and I worked as their office manager. So once I moved to Black River Falls from Sparta, I stopped waitressing and I wanted to do something extra. I like having a couple jobs, and I was looking for something different. So I decided, let's give cleaning a try. I like to clean, and I thought that would be something that I could do nights and weekends. And then I quickly realized that people don't want their houses cleaned typically on nights and weekends. So what I ended up doing is I stumbled upon this cleaning course, or like business course, on how to open and run a cleaning business. And so I took that course. It was 8 weeks. And so April 1st of 2019, Serene Clean was announced, but it was actually Black River Falls Cleaning Services, because my creative brain, as you can see, thought, we are in Black River Falls and I'm going to offer cleaning services. So Black River Falls Cleaning Services. So that was our name the first year and a half. And so we started out of my little 2-bedroom apartment, and I had a tote outside where cleaners would come and get their supplies. And I was doing all my interviews at Revolution Coffee in Black River Falls. Shout out to Revolution. They're fantastic. And nobody took me seriously because I was 22 years old. I was interviewing, and most people I was interviewing were older than me. Who's going to take me seriously, right? So I was getting clients for myself, and I was doing the cleanings wherever I could, still working full time for my parents, and trying to hire at the same time. And so there was so many roadblocks and hiccups and pain and suffering that went into hiring when people wouldn't take me seriously. But I started to add some people. Crystal, who is now our head of HR, she started as a very part-time cleaner, cleaning Airbnbs and move-outs during this time, actually, which is really cool, that she is now what she is now. And we ended up getting our first commercial account during the early months. So like June or July is when we got called from them. And I was so scared. We got this account. I wasn't going to do commercial at all, but there was obviously a need for it. There was a demand. And so, I did the walkthrough, I bid it, we got it. And it was like, oh yeah, we got it. And then I'm like, oh no, we got it. So I've got to figure it out, right? That gave us such an opportunity. It really changed the business, because with that commercial account, we were able to afford a small office. And that really changed the game, because now people were taking us seriously, both from a employee standpoint and a client standpoint. People take you more seriously when you have an office, even if you're doing the same thing. So we finally had a place to do interviews, supplies. That wasn't my apartment. So that was great. So we just continued to grow. Hiccups of a very small business, and I am still just running around like a crazy woman trying to maintain my job at my parents' company, because I wasn't ready to leave. I didn't want to leave there, and it was my family's company. I didn't ever plan on leaving, but this started to grow like crazy. And so April 2019 to March 2020, things are going well. April comes on as well. She's another manager. She's our payroll administrator. So she came on that time as a part-time cleaner. So every manager started as a cleaner here, but they all started as cleaners. And that's really, really important to me, is that anybody in management has to have done the work that they are managing, because I just don't think that you can be an effective manager if you haven't done it yourself. And I'm also really big on, like, we don't say yes to a job that we ourselves would not want to go clean. Obviously we clean stuff for things, like that's what we do. We're a cleaning company, but we also don't want to ever put somebody in a position to clean something that we ourselves wouldn't want to clean. So, as we all know, what happened in March of 2020, COVID. So I'm a little baby business. We're just getting our little Bambi legs going, and then COVID hits, right? And that was so scary as a new business owner with employees, because I was just so scared that, are we going to be able to provide them with an income during this time? And how do I make right decisions on a situation that's never occurred? Like, no business has ever experienced this in our lifetime. And how do you make those decisions on the fly when you have to quickly make decisions, right? And we're going into people's houses. We're interacting with people all the time. So that was really hard. And so we shut down residential completely, I believe, for the month of May of 2020. We were able to still do commercial, and we actually did quite a bit of commercial, because all of the factories that we're cleaning at this point were all essential businesses. And so we were cleaning a lot there. We're doing lots of sanitation and things like that. But on the residential side, I'm like, oh gosh, we got no work because we can't go into people's houses. So we were incredibly fortunate to have received the PPP grant from the government, which means that we were able to cover payroll. But we still didn't have enough work because we couldn't go into people's houses at this time. So what we did during that time was we reached out to every small business in town and every church in town that, obviously couldn't have services and they couldn't operate. And we're like, hey, we can cover payroll. Can we come in and deep clean your business or church for free, so that when you do open up, you are freshly cleaned, sanitized, everything's beautiful. And that allowed us to keep working, because I don't like the thought of people not working, of course. And it just felt like a good thing to do, and that was a really wonderful blessing that we were able to receive and then pass on to others in our community. So June rolls around, we bring back residential, but in a very cautious manner, of course, because this was the beginning. We didn't really know what was going on with COVID. So we just continue to grow. COVID starts to kind of get this thing figured out. How do we run with COVID, right? And then in, I believe, the fall of 2020, we decided to rebrand to Serene Clean. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Of course, Black River Falls Cleaning Services, our service range, I want it to grow. It's a clunky name, and Serene Clean just really fits, of course, what we're all about here, which is giving you that serene, calm, peaceful feeling, if but a moment after, because then your kids come through and destroy it or whatever. But, that is the goal here, is to make you feel better, take some stress relief off of you, of course. So we became Serene Clean, and then in December of 2020, we announced our second location in Sparta. And there's a lot of reasons to doing this, but the main one being so that we could service more homes out in the Sparta, Tomah, Onalaska, Holman areas, and that we could have cleaners who worked out of the Sparta office. So hiring cleaners in that area so that they could, it's just more convenient, less driving for everybody, and be able to serve our clients better and serve more clients. So we opened up that in December, and we just kept chugging along. We kept growing. We were getting our systems down really well, it's running like a well-oiled machine, and it's just beautiful. And always, for me, what that looked like is just always learning how to make this better, how can we make this run better and more smoothly, how can we communicate more effectively with both our clients and our cleaners, and all the while, how can we be like a workplace that is like nothing anybody's ever experienced. That is what I am most proud of in Serene Clean, is that there is no drama here. There is actual life balance. If you only want to work part-time, that's fine. That's totally cool. I would rather have you for 20 hours and you're not losing your mind than have you for 40 and your life sucks because it just isn't maintainable. A lot of our cleaners are parents. A lot of them are in school or just have a lot going on. And this is just something where I want it to be sustainable. And so we're growing. And then all of a sudden, August of 2021, I get a phone call and says, hey, we've got some work out at Fort McCoy. And if you don't know about Fort McCoy, that's about 10 minutes from our Sparta location. And we got the call that there's some workout to do there. And so I go out there, and that's where I learned that 15,000 Afghans were about to come, refugees. And so the contractor that was looking to hire out the work, they found us online, and they said, anything that you could do would be wonderful. And so I'm like, great, how many buildings are we talking? And they said, 80 a day. And I'm like, oh gosh, that's a lot, but maybe we can handle that, right? And then all of a sudden, the next day they call and they're like, actually, it's 200 buildings. And then the next day they call and they're like, actually, it's over 300 twice a day. And so obviously we were not going to be able to do all of that. That's an overwhelming amount of work. But I did say, all right, I will have up to 30 people out there because I knew that this was going to be all Stephanie from Serene Clean. Everything else about the business was going to be on my managers. I was going to be at Fort McCoy every day for an indefinite amount of time. We didn't know how long these refugees were going to be here. And obviously out there, we learned a lot. It was like nothing I had ever experienced. And I'll leave it at that. So I was there every single day. It was crazy. I was running between buildings, cleaning in the beginning because we had no staff out there. So we were hiring like crazy. It was a wild experience. But what this really showed us is that Serene Clean can run efficiently, without Stephanie in the day-to-day. And it gave us an opportunity to see that was feasible. So the refugees were gone in February of 2022. And so then I kind of transitioned some of the cleaners out there who would be good fits for either our residential or commercial side of the business. They came into the normal side of Serene Clean. And then we shifted gears back to just running normally. And since that time, we have just continued to grow, serve more clients. Really, a lot of our focus has been like an internal focus of how can we be a better workplace. And so adding things like, health insurance, retirement with a match, PTO, just again, being as good of a business as we possibly can be to work for, and be different than anything anybody's ever experienced. So that brings us to now. It is, March of 2023, and we are just about to be 4 years into this. And this has been, past my wildest dreams. I never would have imagined what Serene Clean would become. And I just wanted to share this, that, Serene Clean started literally from nothing. It was just an idea. And this is where we are now. And I think that it's important that our clients know where we came from. And the whole time this focus has been on just providing the most amazing service, great communication, professionalism. We are the highest rated and most reviewed cleaning service in Western Wisconsin for a reason, because we pride ourselves on our excellent work and our excellent communication. And just overall, I want everything about your experience to be just so incredibly professional, like nothing you've ever had before. I don't want having a cleaner add more stress to your life. That's not how it should be. It should be taking away stress. And if you're a new staff member, I hope you realize that you're part of a team that loves making a difference. You will be supported here, and this is going to be like something that you've never had before, and in a good way. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this was interesting to you, and I hope it was a little bit, hopefully, inspirational. If you ever, have dealt with a small business before, there's a lot of struggles that go into it behind the scenes that people have no idea, and I'm so thankful and grateful for the people that have came along the way and helped us become what we are now, because without my team, Serene Clean would be nothing. And without our clients, Serene Clean would be nothing. So thank you, and I look forward to working with you either as a client or a team member. I know it's going to be a great experience for you, and I'm so excited that we get to be a part of it. So thank you so much for watching, and check out our other videos. Bye.